Back at it again. Today I'm going to be reviewing Malignant. Movie's basically about a girl that was born with a parasitic twin. Well, her name is Madison. She's born with a parasitic twin named Gabriel. Um, Brief summary of the movie. Basically, her twin puts her almost in like a sunken place from Get Out. And while she's in that sunken place, he's going around killing the people that like operated on him when they were like children. Well, he wasn't really a child, but he's just kind of growing on the back of her neck. And what later comes to be shown is their mother. She gave them up for adoption and just kind of like, lived her life. And Gabriel had to catch up with her later on in order to get his revenge for her giving them up when they were born. Uh, yeah, that's basically what the movie's about. I really like the Gabriel character. Uh, I felt like they could have done more with him. I wouldn't want him to be like a Freddy Krueger type. He kind of almost reminded me of a like hyper violent, like it to me it was almost like a extremely violent like Count of Monte Cristo. You have this, it didn't choose to be born a you know basically like a tumor on his sister, but I mean, you don't get your choice and that sort of deal on Earth. And I mean, he was killing people and beating people up, but we don't know exactly what they were doing to them in the hospital. So, I mean, it could have been, back in those days. I don't know if anyone's seen the movie Wolfman with, who's in that? Anthony Hopkins, Benicio del Toro. In that movie, they go to this, like, hospital for, I guess, like, well, an insane asylum. I don't know if that's where she was necessarily, but I mean, when they go back to the place, it looks, you know, like not somewhere you really want to be, and it got closed down, so we don't know what went on, or maybe because of Gabriel's action, it could have possibly got closed down. But anyway, it looks like it could be like a mental institution or something like that. And if you've seen Wolfman, that could be like potentially a really not so great place to be. In that movie, they were like drowning him, electrotherapy. It's basically like torture. So we don't know if Gabriel and his sister were getting tortured. They were trying to do like electric therapy on them. You know, there wasn't the medicine that we have these days. It was in like I believe, like 1984 while they were there. So we don't know what went on. But, they kind of created a monster, similar to the Count of Monte Cristo. His friend got him thrown in jail, and he basically lived the rest of his life for revenge. And that's what we got with Gabriel. So, in the beginning of the movie, it's almost like there's some kind of a supernatural thing going on. Her boyfriend slams her head against this wall, and then, it's almost like Gabriel's portrayed as like a ghost or something. I saw a lot of people nitpicking that. If I were to say anything, I would almost say like we don't know the full capability of his powers. He's speaking through like speakers, radios. He has super strength. He's extremely durable. The guy's falling around. Uh, he's kicking through walls. He killed like a police station full of people. Full of police officers. He took on what? And keep in mind, this is using his sister's body. So he's like really enhanced her like physical strength and durability. Uh, yeah, but I really liked all the Gabriel scenes. Um, some were a little comical because they were like over the top, but he was. I mean, you can almost make a case he was just trying to survive. Those doctors in the beginning of the movie, they completely like he had like a maybe like a 1 foot body, and it was like a growth on like the back of his sister's head, like making its way down her spine, and they showed it twice. And he's like kicking it and stuff. I mean, we don't know what they're doing to him, but I don't know. What else can I say? Well, my favorite scenes. Probably my favorite scene is favorite scene. It might be this. I really like the whole police station, and then when he leaves the police station and he goes to visit like his family. But yeah, if I had to say, it would be like that. And I really like the beginning when we don't really know what's going on, the mystery. That's a big part of horror to me, is like the mystery. So before we really know like what he fully is, when he kills like the boyfriend and he's like attacking her, I really like that part of the movie. But yeah. And then before he knows like his sister has like taken back over, that's pretty good too. But yeah, I really like the movie. A lot of critics and people I've seen, like, they've really like nitpicked this movie, and I will say to them, it's like, you just don't know what he's fully capable of. He's not like a regular person, or he wouldn't be talking through like electric like frequencies. He at one point called this cop with so his sister's getting interrogated. He's able to halfway through the interrogation, like, somehow make all the lights like burst, and then he calls the detective Kakoa, and has a full conversation like while his sister is like there. It's, you can tell she's almost in like a trance, but later on in the movie, when she's like transforming into him, she's like messing with the back of her head, and then like the whole back of her skull splits open, and he's just fully taken over. But at that point in time, she's just kind of like there, and then he makes the phone call, and then he calls her too. So like I said, we don't know exactly what he's capable of. And with that being said, I've seen the movie twice. When I first watched it, I was just like in awe. I was like all in. Then the second time, because I watched what some other critics said about it, it kind of brought it down some. And now that I'm making the review, I'm thinking about it, and it's like, we give like Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, and like those guys like that so many passes. Why can't we give this guy a pass? I mean, we've seen Jason do like all kind of crazy shit. We've seen Michael Myers come back from the dead so many times. And it's like, why can't Gabriel do that sort of deal. Um, One thing I did find kind of funny was it's like, how could you really run that fast or like fight? I don't know. I feel like they should have toned down the movie a little bit. Like with the police station, you have all these cops shooting at them, taking on 20 women, and your whole body is like backwards. So you're fighting basically like this. It's like, one on one, you kind of give it a pass, but I mean, unless you're like something like really supernatural, you don't really have like the reach to do a lot of stuff. Um, Even though he did have super strength, and I don't know, I like the way the character moved. It was kind of scary, but then at the same time, it's like possible, but like not really, you know. Uh, what else can I say? Yeah, I just wish they kind of would have played down I don't know, either they could have stepped up the supernatural stuff, especially like towards the end, or just kind of not had it at all and had the movie be like toned down, but like more realistic, or just a little bit more crazy. Like I would have liked to have seen that the shadow form he had when he was going to kill the boyfriend. I would have liked to have seen that explored more, as opposed to just, once we start to see the character more, all that stuff is just completely gone, you know? Uh, if I had to rank the movie on like a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it like a strong 8. Liked it a lot. Uh, what else can I say? I took some notes. This is the point where I have to look at my notes, guys. Oh, well, another thing I took note of was a few times, like during the fight scenes, you could see that it was like a mask of her face, and you could also tell that whoever was the stuntman, they were like bigger and stronger, which is kind of funny. But yeah, you could just see her face mask like a few times. You're like, man, you guys should use some better like face mask. Or just like cut to her face like up close. I mean, if I'm directing it, it's like I'm just looking back at it, you know? I don't know. I don't want to nitpick too much. I think this movie kind of suffers from that. Too many nitpickers. Um, I'd like to see this movie get a sequel. I think it would benefit a lot from that. And I would like to see the supernatural stuff stepped up. I want to see more of that shadow figure. Um, but I don't know who he would necessarily go after if there was a sequel. I think his narrative is kind of basically finished. He did what he wanted to do, and I don't know. He kind of wanted to kill the sister, but I feel like he kind of like came to his like senses, and he saw that the love that his sister had for like his twin. I felt like he saw their love, and it kind of took away some of his aggressiveness, and yeah, and I feel like he kind of forgave. I don't know. It didn't really like make it seem like he was coming to his senses. It almost made it seem like the sister was taking over more. And another thing they could do with the sequel, it could be like, oh, those people tortured us, and Gabriel kind of like stood up for me, and he was kind of like trying to protect like us. and we could like see maybe like the sister kill more, because it's like who's to say that like she wasn't necessarily like completely like letting him take over. She could have been there, and it was, Gabriel was doing things that she wanted him to do. Like there was a scene in the movie to where she was telling her family, she was like, "Oh, are you still gonna love me when the baby comes?" Talking about the sister. And then later on in the movie, Gabriel was like, "Oh, I should have killed you before you were born." They almost made it seem like there was a scene to where she went into the parents' room and was going to kill um, the step parents with a knife. Who's to say like that wasn't what she wanted to do? You know what I mean? So we could even like explore that, but that would be like a more toned down. I want to, crank it up to 10 for the sequel, if there is one. But yeah, I felt like this movie was very unique, especially in today's like like climate of movies, and like movies today. We don't really see this too often, so I really liked it and appreciated it. You know, uh, we just need that sequel. Thinking about reviewing either Lights Out or The Conjuring, like whole series. Might do Lights Out. Um, I'll talk about the short film and then the actual movie. Lights Out is one of my favorites. I'll probably just praise it. I won't have any like critiques of it. Uh, but yeah, or I'll do The Conjuring. I've already ranked those on this channel. I really like the first two, and I kind of don't want to do it because I don't even want to. I haven't finished watching the third movie, so it's like, will I do it because I don't want to really like review the third one, but at the same time, uh, I really like the first two a lot, and that goes with the Insidious movies too. I kind of want to do Insidious. I love the first one. I didn't care for the second one, the third one, and then the final one I really liked a lot. But I don't really want to watch the first two or review them. I'm kind of almost thinking about doing like a 1 hour thing to where I um, watch all the movies, and then for 1 hour on YouTube, I do like a full like Insidious review. So then I can talk about the ones I like a lot, and then just kind of like gloss over the ones that I don't like. I might do that with The Conjuring 2, but I mean, The Conjuring as well. The thing with that is I want to spend a decent amount of time with the first two, and then with the third one, I don't really like just completely pooping on a movie, but with the third one, unfortunately, I'm going to have to do that. So, yeah. If there's any movies you guys would like for me to review, you can let me know. I saw that there's a new Terrifier. I saw a preview for that. So I'm probably going to watch that again pretty soon, around the time when the new Terrifier comes out. And then I'll review the first one. And I still haven't seen The Barbarian or The Invitation. I wanted to do reviews of those. I wanted to get like an old movie, then a new one. They're dropping a lot of new movies as of late. Um, I want to start doing more like newer movie reviews. I'll definitely have to do like, of course, like the new Halloween. I still have some time with that. I'm probably gonna end up going to horror nights, So I'll go to horror nights and then review horror nights. Something I'm pretty excited to do. What else? Yeah. And back to the Terrifier. The trailer for that, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. It almost looks like just basically the first movie again. Well, technically the second movie because that character was in another movie, and then it got its own like spinoff. What else can I do in the near future? Um, New Hellraiser movie. Probably end up doing the full series of that. I really want to talk about the first two. The third one I liked as a kid. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Uh, so, and then they made like 10. A lot of them look like they're B movies. So I can't really see myself doing like 10 movies and I'm probably not going to really care for. I might just do like a whole like 1-2 hour like Hellraiser like series review. But I did really like the trailer to that. It got me pretty hyped to see the movie. What other scary movie trailers have I seen? Something coming pretty soon. I can't really. Oh, I'm gonna do a Nope review pretty soon. Let's go to the phone actually, because I saw a review. A trailer to another scary movie. Oh, Jeepers Creepers. I'm sorry. So there's a new Jeepers Creepers. The third one I watched it, but it was basically a B movie. I really liked the first one. Second one was okay. I went to the movies and saw that, and I remember being really underwhelmed. But I'll watch it. I watch those two again. Well, I'll watch all three again in order to review the fourth movie. The trailer, it looked like it was a pretty low budget affair. I'm not too excited about seeing it. There's a lot of controversy around the whole series, and that's why it's kind of struggling. When you really look at the Creeper, it has a lot of similarities to it. So, when you factor that in, it's kind of like it is big now. I've heard that there's talks of another movie, and they should do it. I was a little disappointed with the second one, but it was still a good movie. First one I really liked. Probably do those in the not too distant future. What else? I'm trying to think of some upcoming movies I'm really excited about. Is that it? Yeah, that's about it, guys. I won't keep you for too long. So yeah, next I'll probably do. I might even do it today. A Lights Out review, and I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about just like doing like first watch reaction to trailers. Seen a lot of people doing those. Probably end up doing some of those. So yeah, thanks guys. Have a good one.